Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing part 3 to what if female deku was a yandere. Now, like I said in the last part, this part is going to be interesting. Very interesting. Now, you'll have to wait to see what it is. Now, as we go to another school day in UA, as we head to the lunchroom, where Izumi is hanging out with her friends. Talking about stuff on that. Talking about all the stuff to talk about the hero course, how interesting Izumi is. Yeah. But as they notice, Izumi staring at Bakugo again. As they snap out of the trance and ask her, "You like Bakugo, don't you, Izumi?" As she blushes at this madly, saying, What if I do? As she does a little patty face after saying that. As they all laugh and tell her, No, there's nothing wrong about it. You should ask him out. As she gets flustered at this and saying, No. I can't. And as they go, and as Momo says, yes you can, it's easy. How do you know, Momo? How do you know, Momo? You haven't even asked Shoto out yet. As Momo gets flustered by this and says, I will. Just not right now. As they all giggle and continue eating. Now, as the day went on, they all continued talking and hanging out during the breaks. At the end of the day, the hero course students went back to their dorms, while Izumi meets up with Toga. And they hang out for a little bit, doing a bit of shopping and all that. And as they finally get back to their apartment blocks, which is owned by the League of Villains, they actually go to a little meeting. Now, if you're expecting me to do Shigeaki and Darby voices, no. Because the meeting, it has nothing to do with story. So, after the meeting, they all go to bed as Izumi sneaks out and takes more pictures of Bakugo sleeping. Which is very funny. And what's funny about it is that as she goes to unlock his dorm door, she hears his voice coming from his bedroom. As she peeks in through the window and she notices him playing on his PC, and him raging at a game which she finds absolutely adorable. She snaps a picture, and Bakugo sees this in the corner of his eye, a camera flash. She quickly runs away. Bakugo opens the door and looks both ways and sees someone turning the corner. He's confused by this, but he then assumes it was probably one of the students from class 1B heading back to the dorm, so he closes his door and continues gaming. Yeah. Now, the next day at UA, she finds Bakugo Talk hanging out with his friends Shoto, Kabanari, and all that. And, well, she pulls him aside. Asking him out if he wants to go on a date. Then she gets immediately flustered and tries to take it back, but Bakugo just says yes to the date and tells her that he will figure everything out. As she says okay and watches him walk away. Now, funny, asking someone out isn't very yandere-like, but a yandere doesn't mean kidnapping and killing. No, I said I was gonna get her to kill some people, but motherfucker. Sorry about that. My brother wanted me to do something at like 12:30 in the bloody morning. Yeah, so like I was saying, she watches Bakugo walks away after he accepts her date and does all that. Yeah. Now we'll pause here for a second. Yeah, like I said, she was gonna be fully yandere, like kidnapping, Bakugo, and all that, and even killing, but I decided to take that part out because a yandere doesn't. Because yandere doesn't mean someone that would kidnap and kill that crush, which they can, but not all yanderes do it. It's a sort of last resort thing. Now, you might be thinking all that, but because you might be thinking that you made her a very trustworthy person, which I have to say that I didn't make her a very trustworthy person. Now, if you're paying attention, she's in the UA General Studies course for psychology. And because of that, she's a very good judge of character, so yeah. Now, like I said, I have something very interesting going on in this part, but it's very, very interesting what's going to happen. Yeah, so she walks over to Momo, well, her band group, and tells him that she asks out Bakugo, and that he said yes. As they're all happy and and excited and ask her, when's the date? What time is it? She tells him he told me he would figure everything out. And they go, oh, okay. Now, as I'm going to say a few days pass into the weekend, Rocco texts Izumi saying that tonight is the date. He found a very good restaurant, and sorry guys, like I said, it's like 12:30 in the morning and I'm tired. Now, yeah, that he found a very good restaurant, and the dates and he's coming to get her at 7, so see you then. As she tells all her friends, and all of them immediately say, makeover. And she goes, what? She's dragged to the shopping center and immediately gets a cute dress and gets her hair done and all that. Now, as 7 hits, as Bakugo picks up Izumi from her apartment, and he's flustered at the sight of her to see how cute she is, and she goes, and he's actually studying on his words, saying, "You look beautiful, Izumi." As she blushes at this and says, "Thank you, Katsuki." Now, as they get down to the restaurant, and why? As they sit down at the restaurant, Bakugo arranged for, and as they have a fun dinner talking about their likes and dislikes and all that. Now, isn't that's happened is because that they haven't really spoken in a long time, so they wanted to get to know each other again. And as the night ends, Bakugo drops her back off at her apartment block where she lives with Toga and the other League of Villains members. And as Bakugo sits by, she kisses him. What the fuck? She kisses him passionately on the lips for a good 5 minutes, I want to say. As she walks inside after, and Bakugo just left standing there stunned. As Darby notices that, and realizes that the boy she went on a date with was a hero in training. What the fucker? Was a hero in training. And he tells Shigaraki. As she gets up to her apartment, and as she opens the door, she notices all the League of Villains members sitting there on her lounge. As she says, "Hi guys." As Darby says, "Sit down, Izumi." And she goes, "Okay." Shigaraki then explodes, saying, "Why did you go on a date with a bloody hero in training. And she goes, "What? Where did you hear that?" "Darby saw you kiss him and then walked up here." As she looks at Darby with a death stare, saying, "Really now?" As everything lethal in the apartment just starts floating up and aiming at Darby. As Darby's looking around and looking at everything lethal just floating around, he's scared, actually. As Toga steps in, saying, "Well, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like Izumi's going to rat any of us out, right?" As Darby goes, "Toga has a good point. Izumi wouldn't betray the League of Villains just to help her future hero boyfriend." As at this comment, one knife flicks, just lands next to Darby's head. As he just shit himself by doing that. Now, I'm gonna say a good few weeks have passed after this. No, I want to say like 5 to 6 months have passed after. They've had more dates. They've had more dates after. They've had plenty of more dates in between those months. And we jump to a cold winter's night where Izumi and Bakugo are cuddling in front of the TV and under a blanket in Bakugo's dorm. As Izumi gets a bright idea. Izumi gets a bright idea. This is what I'm gonna do is gonna be in her mind. So instead of giving a love potion to only love me, well, I can't make a. She's not. I'm gonna redo that whole thing. Now this is her mind. This is her mind. I could make a love potion, but nah, that's too excessive. A baby is just as effective as a love potion. As she goes, "Yes, that's a good idea." And as she starts seducing Bakugo. As Bakugo is confused by this, but he just lets it happen. Seriously? Almost every time I go to record, YouTube notifications pop up like, "Come on, you dumb book." Yeah, Bakugo just lets this just happen, and they have a fun night. Now as we move to the next day. Yeah, as we do move to the next day, Momo and Shoto come to wake Bakugo up and Izumi up because they both knew Izumi was staying the night. As they walk in and see Bakugo and Izumi in Bakugo's bed, naked. under a blanket, of course. As they both go, "Oh my god." This, as Bakugo wakes up and quietly gets clothes on and walks them outside, saying, Why the hell? Why the hell did you guys come and wake us up today? Because it's the weekend and we all wanted to go to the beach. But we saw you. But as Momo cuts in Choto and Bakugo's little conversation, saying, So, did you have fun last night, Bakugo? As Bakugo gets flustered and goes, What are you talking about? Oh, come on. No need to play coy, Bakugo. Me and Choto both saw you guys in your bed and assumed you did it. As Bakugo goes, Why? Why are you so smart, Momo? As Momo smiles, and as we cut to Izumi in Bakugo's dorm, waking up, and hearing Bakugo's voice, Shoto's and Momo's voice talking outside the door. She's wondering what goes on. Then she remembers the night, and she goes, "Oh, they probably walked in and saw us. Like this is." And Bakugo's probably explaining everything as she gets dressed herself. She walks out and asking how everyone is. As Momo walks into the room in Bakugo's dorm, just closing the door, and Bakugo is just like, what just happened? And Choto is just like the same thing as Bakugo, actually. As Momo asked, and in the room, Momo asked Izumi, so, did you have fun last night? Izumi blushes at this and said, yes. So, how was it, huh? What do you mean, Momo? The experience, how was it? As she gets even more flustered. Says, good, I guess? As she asks even more questions and jumps outside. As we jump outside, as Owaka, Mina, and Floppy show up. Sue. Yes, Sue. I'm going to say Sue. Floppy's real name is Sue. As all of them show up and ask what's going on. As Shoto says, Izumi and Bakugo did it. As they all jaws up saying, what? And as he go, and as Shoto goes, yeah, Momo and Izumi are talking in Bakugo's dorm right now. As all of them push past Shoto and just walk into the room, asking the exact same questions Momo has been asking for like the past hour now. Now as we jump to the next day, as we see as Izumi early in the morning is vomiting in the toilet. Now, Toku's confused about it, but then gets a text from Sue. Sorry, Floppy, my speech impediment is just weird. Now, Floppy saying that Bakugo and Izumi had fun the night before last night. As she puts the pieces together, as she puts the pieces together, we jump to, we will jump hours again to Bakugo's dorm as he hears a knocking on the door. He opens it to his surprise with Izumi, and as she walks in and shows Bakugo what she has in her hand, she says, I have a pregnancy test here, Katsuki. Katsuki goes, why? As she says, I vomited this morning, so I got it just to make sure. Bakugo goes, oh, okay. You can head into the my dorm's bathroom to do it, okay? I'll just wait out here wait for it to come through, okay? And she goes, okay, and walks into his dorm's bathroom and does the whole thing. Guys, I have no idea how pregnancy tests work, so I'm not going to go through it because I don't know how it goes. As we jump a few hours, as Bakugo just hears a fight against his bathroom's door and is her crying a little bit as he asks if she's okay, and cliffhanger. Sorry, I'm gonna leave it here and leave you with a cliffhanger. Now, if you if any of you viewers are teenagers and went through the whole sex ed thing, you know what the answer to pregnancy test is, but for you younger viewers, it's a mystery, and see ya.